Okay, well, the report is suggest that people are being used for different reasons. Also, the original people were in out for the emancipation of the people of the Niger Delta, and it appears that at some point in time it has been hijacked partially by the long head of guys who are in this thing for criminal acts. But what you're suggesting is whether Amnesty is suggesting that there's this homogeneous set of people who are all thinking along the same lines. I mean, you grant a blanket amnesty to people who think differently. It's not likely to produce the results that we're talking about.
Now, what we're saying is this. The people that are supposed to be doing the struggle are now saying, look, we are not the criminals. We don't do hostage taking. We don't kidnap. We don't kill. But because this thing is hijacked, it is mixed up, we are all ready to say, look, we are saying no to violence. So grant an amnesty both to the armed robbers, the militants, as you call them, whatever, the politicians that are sponsoring most of these people, grant an amnesty. So we now say yes, because we know these people, they are not spirits, they are not ghosts. When you grant amnesty, we now say yes, we have started the goal. So it's not a politician that has made you. It's not the struggle that has made you. So why would you still go back to what we have said no to? Then we as a people can pursue you. See why it is difficult. We discovered that most of the people were made by the system. Our government in the past, our government made most of these things. Most of these boys were protected by the government power. So we are saying, look, with this excuse, and this is my brother, you made him. At the time you protected him. Now you want to kill him. We say, no, don't kill him, because we know that you made him. Give him and give us that confidence to know that yes, you have said no, you're not part of what has made him. Now, to prove that, forgive him, let's start again. If he goes back into it, we the people will bring him out for you. But you can't expect me now to go and bring my brother for any government to kill when I know that the system made him. The politicians made him.
When you talk about, let's assume this blanket amnesty is given, what will the people do to people who go back?
No, now
I mean, like, it's like you're suggesting that the people are going to take over the handling of this matter. I mean, for example, you said something about not wanting to hand your brother over to the system, since you said the government made some of these. So, I mean, if this amnesty is given and you do get some of these elements going back to what will you do?
Now let me tell you, we have the solution in one sheet of paper. This is it. One sheet of paper. There are not too much grammar inside. What we're saying is this. Ateketon suggested it, that look, if he comes out, if a sincere forgiveness is granted, and that you're not going to punish them for their past, that they will be part of the system, and they want to make sure they wash themselves. A society where people come out to say, we wash ourselves, it will be difficult for you or anybody to reinforce. We're talking about change. We see what is happening in America today. Change that is possible. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a generational change. See, I want to thank God for these boys we call militants. I want to thank God for the armies. I want to thank God for the governors. I want to thank God for the society. This whole thing is working for our good. We have a people that we look at as these people should be an outcast. This, I refer to them as strong men. In the program I said, look, these are our Moses. These people, they can resist some certain things. They have seen things in life. If you bring them on board, our society will know the kind of peace that the world has not seen. See, Africa and the world will learn from Niger Delta if we don't make this mistake. Any militant you kill now, that we know that it's changing, that can change, you reduce the strength of security in Niger Delta. But any militant you forgive, you increase the strength of the Niger Delta. They know themselves, they are willing to watch themselves, and they are willing to say, look, we will not be part of violence.
But while one is willing to share your optimism, we also one may want to wonder how you can convince some of these groups to see things your way, especially when we hear that a lot of money has changed hands.
Yeah.
Since this struggle, if you want to put it that way, has been on. How are you going to convince them to start parting with, or to make the kind of money they've been making?
When you say how are you going to convince them, it's like we're not doing anything. We have finished our campaigns in the creeks. We have talked to every one of them. Every one of them that is outstanding. The Ateketo, the Suhuma George, the Faras, we have talked to every one of them, and they are in agreement with us. We are saying there is something that is beating the drum somewhere. For some other persons to spoil the names of these people, so that the world will call them the names they are calling them, so that they can kill them. The only way you want to call a dog a bad name to destroy it. That's what's happening. We have done the job of talking to the people. We have talked to all the boys. By the grace of God, the cultists, everybody comes to us. We have a fellowship in Government House in River State, headed by Bishop Friday Wanto. Boys, people come out from the creek, come to church. We go to the creek, we give them Bibles. They are willing to embrace this thing. But we're saying the government has marked them and named them. So they are now running to the creek. They are pushed to the wall. We are saying let them not bounce back. We don't know why you have pushed them to the wall, but we are saying for whatever reason, forgive them so that they don't bounce back and affect our generation. So a lot of people are involved. People like Kingsley Kuku, who is bringing people from the Delta area. Everybody is trying to see how we can achieve this peace. And by the grace of God, we are there. We have told the world that 6 months, if the government will support us, we will make a campaign. That 6 months will be too much. We will not only stop the crisis, we will collect the guns.
Lastly, is this a religious-based initiative or what?
I will say in one word, yes. Because what we are fighting in the Niger Delta is a spiritual problem. It is not a physical problem. It is something that only God, in His wisdom and in His love, can come to solve. So we are fighting a change that only God can bring about, and not by the strength of force. So it is more on a spiritual side. We have pastors, people praying, that the eyes of men will open to see things the way God would want us to see things.
Okay, I guess we'll just have to leave it. We've got quite a loaded package on the program today. Just hope that what you're planning does come to fruition. I'll be speaking with Onyengia Erekosima, who is the president of the Niger Delta Non-Violent Movement, and he says that he's been speaking with the militants in the creeks and he wants a blanket amnesty for them. Well, let's see how far that all goes. If you're watching the Monday edition of KaaKaki, the African Voice, it's now time to join our colleagues at CNBC for their regular breakfast business program.